All right, this video is about the way I look and how it communicates something to help you understand my argument, and sort of how I analyze things to help you understand that, yes, I'm right, and I thoroughly analyze things. I go over them again and again. I ask people. I'm so right that everyone goes quiet and everyone teams up against me. So for instance, right now, I probably look pretty bad. I can't even see myself on the screen. I'd imagine it's a little bit shady. It's thrown off. The lighting. This is a newer phone, and so on and so forth. I had to do something in that regard. And basically, yellow hat is a little bit dirty, yellow beanie rather, yellow sweater. So what I'm communicating is I'm a sabotaged hero. I'm holding the spear. This is not a real sharp spear. It's like a replica spear. It's to help you understand where I'm coming from. Spirit, 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 and the spirit are connected. Okay. So this video is actually about a different look I had, about 2016 or so, when I had the Cali hat on and the white and black gi. Okay, and I made about 21 points about what this picture is communicating, and to kind of give you some understanding and shed some light on the issue. When I'm going through the mall, I see a chick and she's dressed with certain boots, tight pads. She's showing off her booty. It's deliberate. These people go in the mirror, they look at themselves, and they present themselves a certain way. Body language, posture, gait, the way they walk, right? Step backwards, it's pets. And that goes back to martial art animals. Movement meant for mind. We can tell a lot about how people, what race they are, which body structure they have, what they're wearing. We can kind of start to guess what kind of music they listen to and so on and so forth. So when we see somebody on the internet and say, hey, that's an interesting picture. What cultural commonalities, what shared cultural values do we have? What do they believe? How reasonable are they? Are they going for the same look as a cocky ass chick or a cocky dude? Are they going for some kind of pretty boy look? Are they conforming to social norms? They have some kind of political message on their picture, and on and on. There's all kinds of things to look for. So when we look at my picture, right, you can tell, first of all, that I'm heterosexual, okay? And I'm wearing the Cali hat, the Bruce Lee-like gi. In the background, there was a Pan-African flag. It's similar to the Biafran flag that's up there. I don't know if you can see it. Without the sun in the center. The sun in the center really represents the essence of the Igbo. Obi, meaning it's Igbo backwards, meaning king, heart, hut, soul, temple, and so on and so forth. It's what the Kuro Obi black belt. It's really on the cross section. You carry things with your belt. Carry children. The women have a variation of the sash in Japanese culture and so on and so forth, where they carry the child on their back, from what I read. Okay, and so Obi can also refer to what you carry, right? Martial, marital, martial to order, arrange, and so on and so forth. So most people don't know that part about it. They certainly don't connect it to African martial arts. Why do you think that is? It's a racist country. It's a racist world. So hate is heat scrambled. Police has the word ice in it. Apprentice, practice, policy, icy, and so on and so forth. There's all kinds of ice words, malice, and so on. So you can kind of put it together with the wordplay, right? Magic spells. And this has to do with why African Americans were hung, who was hung and who wasn't, who's in what secret society, what satanic African American groups were there, who was helping who do what, who's playing both sides, and it's a big mess. But at the end of the day, timing gives it away. When we're stepping into an area of a more integrated New World Order with mind control, with all these social controllers everywhere, and so on and so forth, facial recognition, surveillance state, Snowden, an abundance of evidence that, hey, if you don't act up now, if you don't make a decision now and go out as a hero, get crucified, carry a cross, or whatever you're going to do, you're going to be stuck in a mind control prison. They have Alex Jones with prisonplanet.com. You have all these people from various cultures, Paris, the Black Panther of hip hop, and they're saying, yes, these things are real. They're coming. So whether you're from this culture or that culture, you've had people warn you, right? Snowden, Assange, if you're white, if you're Jewish, if you're black and you're a communist, or you're from Oakland or San Francisco, you have Paris, you like hip hop and you're Hispanic, right? Immortal Technique, all these guys, all across, all the rappers and so on and so forth. Okay. All the ones who are keeping it real in this regard. All right, so let's go on to the picture, shall we? Without further ado. So number one is the Pan-African flag. Number two, you see the New World Order. I don't know if you can see here. It's crossed out. New World Order crossed out. Okay, so the gi says, does he do Kung Fu? Well, Kung Fu people are humble. They separate themselves. They don't get involved in politics. Show me somebody with a Kung Fu gi who looks like a handsome hero and a royal African martial arts, kind of like Black Panther movie. He was from the royal family. He's taken a royal family place and using martial arts to get it. I looked it up, martial arts, Black Panther. There's all kinds of sites that say describe him as a martial artist, you know, and so on and so forth. And say the Wakanda specific martial arts and so on and so forth. Okay. So we have the Pan-African flag, the New World Order crossed out. Number 3, there's a gay picture. I don't know if it shows up right here. It's a gay picture crossed out. So I'm not pushing the typical liberal line where the people who have the Pan-African flags, a lot of times they tread lightly on the gay issue, or they straight up look gay, or so on and so forth. I don't look gay, it's crossed out. The posture of the picture is something like this. My thumbs are like pointing up in a certain way. I can't really imitate it now because I've lost a lot due to being dehydrated. Hydra, dehydrate. They're drugging, poisoning, poison, position, poison it, scrambled, and so on and so forth. Fumes, sage, gas backwards. This is their occult belief system. You know, they fume people, they drug them. Pharmakeia, sorcery, pharmaceuticals. We can go on and on in this regard. Psychotropic, toxic medications, intoxicants, the history of poisoning and drugging and sabotage. Tanya Harding, performance-enhancing drugs, performance-reducing drugs, the performance-reducing effects of psych meds, MK Ultra. They're looking for drugs to reduce the physical activity, on and on and on. Just tons and tons of evidence there that this is what they do. Prevent the rise of a messiah that can electrify the black community, the black militant movements, COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover, and on and on and on. And of course, he was caught cross-dressing. And this sheds light on why they disproportionately emasculate black people when Nigeria, ironically where my background is from, is the most opposed country in the world to homosexuality historically in the polls. So anyway, again, okay, I don't care if you're gay or if you're a criminal. I care if you want to repent before time is up. Okay, that's what I care about. Okay? Anyway, you know, and if you're sincere and authentic, and I take pride in my ability to read people even now, even drugged and fumed. Okay, so number 5, and true pride. Okay, I know I'm not perfect. I could read people wrong, but I'm going to judge them to the best of my ability to see whether they're sincere, whether they're setting me up, and then give them a chance based on that. So anyway, so number 5, the facial expressions. My features in the picture, they're different now. I'm more shaped almost like a jackal now in my face because of drugging. And these are Hollywood, Greek tragedy motherfuckers. These are image, right? Game, scrambled is mage, image, I mage. This is what they deal in, okay? I'm the son of a black doctor, my father's black, brain surgeon, my mother's white. They met each other in Detroit during the race riot era. He came here as a refugee, penniless. Okay, I'm not the same as a token minority, as a motherfucking any of these dudes in the elite, not in a fraternity. I despise fraternities. I despise all these motherfuckers. They're groupings of people that don't obey God. They've accepted the Luciferian doctrine. I'm not down with none of that shit. Not the Greek societies in college. I'm not in any. I'm by myself. I'm 10 toes down for God. Okay, and the picture kind of gives it away. So the point number 4, posture. Okay, the posture gives it away. I can't really get into that posture. Most people, I go as far as no one can, because the posture reflects the posture. They can do 15 hits in 1.4 seconds with sparring gloves on from Deontay Wilder's range. I can do lightning fast knife strikes, and they'll probably slow down those videos. I put them on this channel. So posture, right? You know, when you see a leopard, you know it moves like a leopard. Right? A falcon has a certain way about it that's obscured a little bit, but you can tell that it moves pretty quick if you really take note. You know, a cheetah has a certain body structure, posture, body structure. So number 5, facial expressions, features. Number 6, the way about me. It's kind of this something you can't put your finger on. Kind of like Martin Luther King in some of his pictures. He has a certain graceful way about him, a moral grace. Okay, but he doesn't have a precise martial arts grace. And that goes back to mind, body, soul, spirit. Anyway, moving on. Number 7, hands, right? I have a certain hands, the hands of God, these sensitive hands. I go like this in some videos, right? I can't really do it now because they've reduced my form, but it's like this falcon talons, right? I have these hands, talent and talent, right? The hands of God. They reflect this kind of ability to touch people softly, to convey love, and so on and so forth, that women shouldn't be able to resist. And that's a lot of reasons I'm making this video. Number 8, I have an authoritative body language and message and communication, while at the same time, number 9, with the confidence, there's humility. So I managed to be authoritative, show confidence, yet be humble. And I have a very down-to-earth on my down-to-earth kind of real life person, you know, real human being, facial expression. All right, number 10, body structure. Number 11, the picture is deliberately taken, right? This is not something that's a coincidence. I said, I want to send this message, and you can also get that from the picture. It's also the main picture on my old Facebook profiles and so on and so forth. Number 12, I have a well thought out combination of ideas. Okay, the Cali hat, right? It's kind of African-American slash kind of skater slash surfers from Santa Cruz. It matches the gi. Okay, and it matches these things, and it's sending a certain message when combined that says to the viewer, this is a well thought out combination of ideas. Number 13, I'm unique and transcendent. Again, I have it written up here somewhere, the synonyms for transcendent: incomparable, to overcome, matchless, incomparable, spiritual, divine, heavenly, exalted, otherworldly, okay? Things of this nature, okay? Unequaled, unparalleled, right? Transcendent, okay? It's above this. I'm above conformity. I'm above the token minority path. I'm above the jock path, the rapper. All these things I put beneath me. I transcend. Horus, I fly high. I look down. Think of it like this. The falcon flies high. He has amazing vision. Imagine the guy with the falcon vision, with the falcon path. He flies higher than the eagle, as the story goes. Okay, he's looking deep into the essence of somebody, into the spirit. I'm kind of looking with X-ray vision, if you will. Again, Superman based on Horus. Okay, and I'm seeing what's inside of somebody. As I'm looking at them at the mall, on the street, I'm really looking, saying, is there anything here? The points of references. This person's Asian, this person's black, this person's this person's that, this person's from this culture, that culture. What is the spectrum here? What are the variations? Where should I look? Okay? So it's not like I said, oh, well, I'm going to give up on people in a half-ass effort. I'm going on 40. I've been looking effectively for love and for things related to love, God, the moral warrior spirit, martial arts, competition, you name it. Number 14, a revealing path. Path is a play on words for top and pet. Falcon, son of the leopard, leopard, falcon, full kin, full sea on is Ra's constellation. Even in the Bible, Genesis 41:45, Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On, was given to Joseph. Okay, so this is a sincere cult center, whether you ask the true followers of Ra, the true followers of Horus, son of Ra, or you ask the true Christians, Muslims, Jews. Okay, so they at least agree at some point. And of course, my argument is some point. The first dynasty after that, they fell off. In fact, they had fallen off by that point in the Bible. That's a story for another day. Number 15, the royal falcon-like theme. Number 16, my name, Chuku Haru, right? It's Chuku Haru. It goes together. Chuku means God in Igbo culture, right? The Kwa people. Chuku, shu, sho, kwa, okay? Kwa, backwards, hawk. The H is the fence. You remove it. Backwards, you get ak, okay? Sho, hawk, okay? Sho, hawk, era, Chuku Haru. Okay, again, not everyone knows the wordplay, but they can certainly see that it has a certain kind of martial art, kind of divine, kind of hero sound to it. Most people know Haru is Horus. Okay, well, most people who've done even a little bit in research and kind of examining the different cultures. Again, I'm way over time. Let's just shoot through this. Number 17, Horus is the archetype of the right-o, the pharaoh, the ideal man. So by choosing that and using the martial art angle, it's kind of like the Black Panther movie. Why would you be a scientist or a magician or a sex cult person or some kind of mason or something and claim to be pharaoh or some kind of rapper? That's not what pharaoh's about. Okay, Horus is a god of war, not a god of science, not a god of magic, not a god of this stuff. Okay, that stuff is the con Horus. That's the liars that came later, the foreigners. Set is the deed of foreigners. The foreigners come here with their principles of evil, and they want to play Horus because he's already established what the archetype of Pharaoh is, and they want to pretend to be him. Kind of like Elvis, kind of like white people trying to be black and trying to imitate them, trying to, making a white Jesus and so on and so forth. Right. Okay, number 18, exotic, handsome, most healthy, good looking, right? Again, look good, the good guy, right? Now we could talk about sick and pale. I'm not racist, I'm part white. It's a long story for another day. I could talk about how, the Egyptians were mixed because where they are, they went there and they applied what they needed to apply to force the proper martial art forms. Long story. Anyway, in terms of race mixing, cult mixing, and so on and so forth, and who's sleeping with who and why, long story. Anyway, and of course, no one has all the details, including me. All right, so 18, exotic, handsome. Okay, I went over this. Okay, so 19, the association with the black hero. Okay, this is part of what's communicated. 20, mixed look, lighter skin. And this goes back to, it's communicating this guy's not racist, he's mixed. He's multicultural. So no matter what race you are, when you see this guy, this is the most handsome picture I've ever seen anywhere. And I've given them a chance to kind of show me a picture's handsome. Not the polo model, he's too pretty. Not this guy, he's too much of a brute. Not that guy, he's a rich bitch. You can tell by his picture, this guy's actually handsome and good looking. He's divine looking. He's the archetype of the ideal man, including handsome. Now 21, the non-racist theme, the multicultural extraction. Okay, went over that. So let's go over some real quick movies that prove my point. And of course, Obama, to kind of put into perspective what kind of black guy, kind of mixed black guy is the archetype of the ideal man.
So the Egyptian martial art Horus, right? We look at the Narmer palette, we look at depictions of Egyptians, we see the black guys with the later on black guys with their curly kind of almost Greek-like hair, because these guys are mixed with Set at some point. Set and Horus were kind of fighting within the old kingdom, and they're kind of mixing together. People are getting raped, horrible things are happening. Okay, so these guys later on are more, they're not Narmer, there's something else. Okay, but it's a point of reference to shed light on Narmer, and it goes back to the heart of Africa, the heart of the matter. Okay, Biafra, be of Ra, Ba if Ra, Ra if Ba. If the person is a soul brother, the essence, the soul, Obi meaning soul, King of Kings, heart, hut, temple, they're the essence, then they're of Ra. Okay. Again, Ra against the marshaling force of the sun, not the sun itself. That's more like Aten, Akhenaten, those guys who worship the sun itself. This is the essence of the sun. This is something that the sun is communicating, that you can't look at it with your eyes and see. You have to hone your martial arts sense. It's a long story. I'll make another video about that. Okay, so again, we have the Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. Okay, he does some kind of staff sparring. He's considered handsome at the time, at least by the people. He has a certain healthy look to him, royal look to him. Okay, the islander, right? He's exotic, right? Dark skin, the tan, golden brown, the various island people, they have a certain look to them that is considered attractive, and a lot of people like their women and so on and so forth. Okay, the R&B singers, okay, Usher, Tyrese, right? These are points of references. Black Panther, points of references. Blade, Wesley Snipes, points of references. And Money Train, and he was with Jennifer Lopez, and there's love scene and so on and so forth. The Polo model, right? Some people consider him the most handsome known model. He's certainly one of the most famous, even to this day, I'd say. He's pretty-ish. Vogue, kind of gay, pretty. He's less handsome than I am in that picture. Perhaps more handsome than I am now. I've been fumed and drugged all these years, but not in that picture. If you really look carefully, you can tell that I'm actually more good looking, especially if you see me without my glasses on, even though my face is like, it's what shrinks do, right? You're dehydrating the person. You're shrinking them. You're changing the body's way it absorbs nutrients, including water. You're shrinking them. It's a shrink, right? And like the Nazis with the shrunken heads, right? Nazi eugenics, Nazi psychiatrists, and so on and so forth. So we go then, Obama compared to Akhenaten, right? The Black Panther compared to Sekhmet, points of references, right? He's sincere seeming, kind of like he's probably the most sincere seeming president. Kennedy has this white privilege kind of, son of a Irish mobster, kind of, from a ill-gotten gain kind of wealthy community, that, politician forming community in the white community, where he comes off, because of that association, that subconscious connection, he comes off as less sincere. But some of his videos, some of his speeches come off as sincere nonetheless. All right, so we have the gay agenda, reducing beauty. Okay, that factors in. We have the Shaka movie, American Gangster, Hoodlum, and Undisputed. All these things are ways to kind of understand, why my picture is ideal, and why it doesn't make sense that women don't value love enough. A society that a lot of people heard of, Romeo and Juliet, right? Romeo must die. It's a story for another day. With Jet Li and them, martial arts and love and so on and so forth, and multiculturalism. And of course, the Asian superimposed on the black, that goes back to Shu and his association with the Asian, versus Horus and his association with, him being a result of the cultivation of the people known as the Igbos, again, Obi backwards, King of Kings, King, heart, hut, soul, simple. Anyway, so basically, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. That's the ideal picture that I could produce with all the sabotage and all the shit I've been through in my life, putting me through hell. So why didn't women overwhelmingly respond? Why weren't they tripping over each other? Regardless of how rich you are, man. People die for petty ass shit. They commit suicide all the time. They get addicted to drugs. They whore themselves for a new fucking purse and all kinds. They do all kinds of despicable, horrible shit for the shit they're fixated on. Fixation, addiction, right? What is the shun? Fix the A, shun, right? And truly find love. Focused on what you truly love versus a fixation. If you're shunning the ideal man, and your whole culture is doing it, there's no love in that culture. How could you be shunning fucking Romeo times infinity mixed with the Pharaoh times infinity? And, as a country with over 300 million people, all the attractive women shunning him, how could that be unless you don't have any love in your heart? This guy's the essence of love, okay? Obi also means essence when you really break down what they're getting at. It means king, heart, hut, soul, temple, essence, right? King of Kings. Why a hut? Because it's the simplicity. The king doesn't have to have a nice throne. He can live with his parents. He can live in a hut in the middle of the woods. He can live in a monastery, right? In terms of the potential places, you wouldn't be surprised to find them. It just happens to end with me and you should know why I'm right times 10. And of course, they're starting to fume me. My speech pattern is starting to change. And so I'm gonna have to end it there. Of course, they like to make me sound ghetto. They like to use the old monkey. They put banana peels where they expect me to go to try to insult me. Have kids showing bananas to me. Oh, he's a monkey. He's a monkey. You know, and I don't sink to the level. I don't talk about, well, I'm more like a leopard and a falcon like you. What animal are you like? I don't fucking break them down like that, because then they start crying like bitches. They all harass me in groups, you know, thousands and thousands of people harassing me, okay, with 19 fucking witnesses, okay? All day racist shit, all day, every day, you know, in various ways, everywhere I fucking go. You know, of course, they have people playing stupid. My own family would play stupid, because that's the kind of society we live in, okay? You know, just like Jesus said, he came to bring a sword to defy. And I probably went way over time, but you should see why I'm right.